Hey everybody, welcome to Stacking Solo, an independent silver stacking, bullion stacking, and collecting YouTube channel. It'll primarily just be me talking. My name is Justin. I'll be the one sharing my collection pieces, sharing some of my insights, some of my knowledge on the world of coins, the world of bullion, silver specifically, because that's my area of interest more than most. But we can get into the reasons why. And we'll do that throughout each podcast, depending on the topic that I cover or the coins that I cover. We'll go into mints, we'll go into makes, we'll go into designers. We'll definitely talk about spot prices, give the difference between spot price, premium price. There's a whole lot to go into it. Super excited to just dive right in and get this started right now, though. A little bit about me. I am a small time collector in Central West Virginia. I've been collecting for about 2 to 3 years now, and absolutely love it. It's consumed my life in a way that I never thought it would. Far beyond just a hobby. It's became a sort of financial security, sort of financial independence, and an extra way for investments, and also just really cool to hold and to have and to appreciate the forms of art that silver and bullion come in now. Uh, so yeah, a really general overview of what we'll be doing in this show and what I may be bringing to you. Uh, my hope is overall to pretty much just continue to expand my knowledge, but hopefully introduce other people to some silver and to some coins, and if not, introduce you maybe just as with me. Show you some new ones, show you some things you may not have seen, and maybe pique your interest and show you the different avenues that coin collecting, silver collecting, bullion collecting can kind of lead you down. So yeah. So we can just get right into this. This one will be a pretty short episode, as it's just an intro. I've got a few pieces selected just to kind of give a brief overview of the variety of things that we could see. Now today's pretty much basic, all 90% to full, you know, fine silver, 99.99 fine silver. So the variety that we're dealing with today is not quite large, but in terms of the years and then the mints and just everything that goes into it, it'll give a good wide viewpoint from junk silver to premium silver to generic silver, and we'll go from there. Each episode will build on. So we can just get right into what we're doing here today. Now, I do apologize for the setup itself. They'll continue to get better as I grow this channel and as I get a little more experience in terms of recording with these different types of angles and not just a couple cameras straight on me. So what you'll see, I'm currently putting on gloves. This is just for good practice, to show uh, with premium pieces what you want to do, especially whenever you're handling some pretty pricey ones or just ones that haven't been that are straight from tube, straight from the mint. And it just helps to increase the value, keep the value up, because we're not getting any of the oil or anything coming off of our skin onto the coins that could prevent any sort of marks or anything to leave in. So right here, we're going to start. I've got a couple pieces picked out, as I had said. This bottom half right here, this is all 90%. I grabbed these for various reasons, which we can get into. And then the top here, this is all 3/9 fine silver in various formats. So we can just start right down. What a lot of people don't realize is that, or I guess they do now, because over the past few years the fad's it's increased. But this right here, these are just regular old United States issued coins. These are straight from the United States Mint. So we can see right here, that's a S. So there's a San Francisco Mint. Can't see the mint on this one. And then the mint on this one is this Mercury dime, it's a little off, so I can't quite tell. But so these are just standard Liberty quarter, You've got your Mercury dime right here, and then Liberty $50 here. All these are 90% silver. So what that means is that only 90% of these coins are pure silver, and then the other 10% made up of a combination of other metals, but mostly copper. The reason why they do that is to increase the durability of coins in general. You add in that extra, that little bit of percentage of the other metals, and it makes it to where it's not going to be damaged quite as easily, and it really increases the longevity and life of the coin itself. Um, but this is often referred to as junk silver. Why? Just because of, as you can tell looking at it compared to the top here, uh, it's dirty, it's used. The face of it and the obverse both are very much worn down. You don't have much detail in terms of what's coming out. Between the two eagles, you can see a big difference. It's just the details aren't there. So, because they're used, because they're in circulation, people refer to it as junk silver. Well, junk silver is still great silver. It's still silver, and so it's still valuable. Doesn't matter what it is. Actually, the way that I personally had gotten into silver was from getting a free quarter. I got a free 1958 quarter from a giveaway through an Instagram uh, from a penny guy whenever I was into just collecting pennies and currency. Uh, did a little research whenever I got that quarter in and found out that quarter was worth $7 at the time, and I blew my mind. Blew my mind that a quarter, 25 cents face value is worth seven. So that's kind of that has led me to transition straight into to where I'm at now, into being very primarily into silver and bullion. But back to the junk silver aspect of it all. 90% silver in these means that the face value is nothing compared to the actual value. So we'll just go off of most quarters. So this Liberty quarter right here, I would say, has 6 grams or maybe a little more than 6 grams of silver in it. Well, if you look at the spot value of silver being at over 36.50 as it was yesterday, um, well, you're dang near at $1. You're over $1 per gram just on spot value because of how crazy the precious metal market has went up in the past 2 months. So 6 grams of silver at over $1 a gram. Again, this is a $7-8 quarter sitting at 25-cent face value. Worth collecting, worth looking out for, just because you know that that's there. And then obviously, as you increase in the weight, you increase into the value. So this $50 could be worth 15, could be worth 16. You know, who knows? Could be worth 12. Really could vary on mint, the year that it was made. Obviously, the condition, like I said, this one is pretty rough, but it's still coin and it's still got silver, so it's worth collecting. It's worth looking at. Um, so we can just move up, since I kind of ran through the $50, the quarter, and then the Mercury dime, which is just, by the way, is one of the best designs that anybody can do. In recent years, they brought it back out. There's a lot of generic mints that have made Mercury dimes into 10th ounces and, you know, up into the half ounce and full ounce designs, just because that's just a kick ass design. You gotta love it. Um, so very cool, very cool. And then we can move straight up here. And moving up, we have the full 3/9 fine silver here. So we can start off, I'll just start off at the right to move over, just to introduce anybody that may not know. So this right here is 3/9 fine silver shot. So this is what they take and they melt to make these. Pretty simple. Now, to get silver shot, what you do is you take these, any old junk silver, and they'll melt it down, separate the silver from the copper from the other metals that are in it, and then you just take silver while it's hot and you pour it in water, and then you get shot beads, and so they just call it silver shot. And you can buy this. This right here, you should never pay more than direct spot price for. I don't care who you are. I have bought a lot of it. I have sold a lot of shot. I have lost money on shot more often than not, and it's because you can't actually add any premium value to this because there's been no time put into it. There's been no time to make it a piece of art, to make it a coin or make it a bar, there's been no design put into it. So more often than not, shot is good for people that want to start pours themselves, are just trying to collect some silver, because it is still 3/9 fine and it's in its purest form. It's in its raw form. Just doesn't hold really, really good market value. And then to collectors, it's seen as just kind of iffy, you know. Um, so moving on over, we've got this right here. This is going to be a 1/4 ounce. The reason why I brought this 1/4 ounce out is something that's really big in generic silver now. And by generic silver, I just mean silver that is printed and, well, just silver that's minted. That's about it. That's all we have. Um, there's nothing special about it. It's not backed by a country. It's usually generic silver. Most often, especially for beginning collectors, you could I put the Buffalo rounds in there. That's the easiest one that most people can identify and kind of understand. Like, oh, okay, so it's a full ounce. It's art. It's a round. It's got all these things in it. But because it's made by a bunch of different people, or even if it's not made by a bunch of different people, there's nothing specifically special about it, unless you get into some of the more special varieties and the special editions that have come out. So, and that we'll go through whenever we get to the Buffalo rounds, because I do have a fair amount of those, and they're just fun. But going back to this, the reason I pulled this 1/4 ounce out is because it looks an awful lot like this Liberty, does it not? And then if you flip it over, oh wow, yes it does. It looks a lot like that Liberty, doesn't it? So it's just a very common thing, uh, similar to how I said that they do with the Mercury dimes now. When you can make a silver round or a gold round or platinum round out of anything that is already a known design, it's not gonna do bad. And this is just such a nice, generic, simple round. Those would just be killer to stack right there. So we can just move on over, and this right here is a 1/2 ounce within the same design. You can kind of see here, this is literally minted to be just like the $1/2. The only difference is, obviously, as it states there, it's from the precious metal exchange, so it's just generic silver. There's nothing special about it, just a nice design. They copy the design from the Silver Eagle there, um, or from the Standing Liberty lady. She's on the Silver Eagle, as we can see on this side. Um, just cool, just a nice little piece, nice $1/2. You can see $1/4, half or 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, and then we're getting to the full ounces here. Uh, a lot of variety and a lot of things to learn. I know this is all super basic, and if anybody does already know about this stuff, I do apologize. As we get through and more into this podcast, each episode will be layered a little more, and I have specific pieces and very well outlined in terms of in terms of the things that will be showing on this show. So I'm pretty sure that most people will find at some point some things that they do not have or did not know exist. Now, moving on over to some of our last ones here, we've got our full 2 ounces here. This is the ASE, the American Silver Eagle. Started being minted in 1986. Here, coming up next year, is officially the 40-year anniversary of this coin. In the 40 years, uh, this is called the Series One. The Series One American Silver Eagle simply refers to the design that is on the back. I should have grabbed one of my 2024s or 25s or one of my newer ones just to show you. But we'll get into that into one of the ASE episodes. But Series 1, whenever you see that on anything graded, just has to do with the designed eagle that's on the back. This one right here is obviously the shield's more of to me, it looks more of a political eagle, more of a presidential type of eagle, something you'd find within the presidential office rather than a real uh, standing eagle or a flying eagle, which are very common to see within coins. And the Series 2 is actually more of a stand or flying one. So the designer of it went in an opposite way. And yeah, very excited to keep collecting Series 2. But yeah, the ASE, a lot of history into them. I'm gonna get into them because they're my favorite coin out there. They're just the best to me. Um, Sweet. This right here, I'm just gonna show. This is generic silver. This is you should not pay any more than $2 to $3 above spot for generic silver at any point in time because generic silver is not worth it. And depending on what you're doing, you can actually get generic silver for even cheaper, or you can get some premium silver for generic pricing. So this one right here is just one of my favorites. I kept this in my pocket for over a year, so it's kind of dirty. I carried it every day while I surveyed. It's why it's got some dents in it, some marks in it. Um, but for some reason, whenever I got this round in, I was just drawn to it, partially because of the age and with it being, 15 years older than me, I addressed it to a little bit of little vintage, and then just the design, that North American design right there. That's beautiful. Can't really beat that. Nice, shiny. Nice then to include Hawaii there. Now everybody can see this right here is the from Monex. This is another mint. You'll see a lot of this just with generic silver, general silver. They sell a lot and make a lot, and overall pretty good quality. You don't have a whole lot of things to complain about with them, just because what I'm purchasing, I expect to have, you know, the quality that they give. So they're a good one to look out for as well, Monex. But we'll get into that whenever we talk all about the mints, the makes, where you can buy them. Here eventually we'll run over the best sites too. Now here eventually we'll get into the best sites to buy from. From my perspective, if you're trying to get fair market value, if you're trying to win some auctions, I can give you some sites on that. But not really a purchasing one, more of just a show and tell type of show, and type of channel. And I hope that within every episode, somebody learns a little bit more about something that they didn't know. And if you happen to want to know anything about a coin that I may show, or you have something in mind that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to connect, and I'd love to grow this channel in any way, and definitely get a sense of community out there and start making my name within the bullion and silver community online as well. Coming up, I've got a lot of things. I don't know exactly how I'm going to organize everything that I'm doing, or how I want to kind of have it transcend. But overall, I've got ideas from different men. So to the types of pieces that we can do. We'll do shows on Geigers, as I said, ASC. We'll do a couple shows on art pieces, because I have so many pieces that I think, just as much as their value of silver, need to be appreciated for the art and the design that it went into each. And then we'll go into just the simple things. We'll go into fractionals. We'll talk about junk silver. We'll have episodes literally covering anything and everything. There's a lot to come up. I've got a lot of pieces that I can talk about and a lot of information. It's just really filtering it in. So if there's anything specific anybody would like to see relating to silver, or anything discussed, just let me know. Reach out, leave it in the comments, email me, whatever it may be. But I'd love to talk. I'd love to connect. And like I said, continue to grow. Biggest thing is, doesn't matter where you're starting out. Everybody has to start out somewhere. Shoot, my first piece of silver, as I said, was that quarter, but then it grew. My first piece, I overpaid on a 1 ounce bar, but it was something that me and my wife had bought together, and held so much sentimental value to me for being my first actual piece of silver that I like full 3/9 fine silver that I purchased, to just doing it with her, and like us talking about it together, and to now it being what it is. That bar's in a time capsule that me and my wife put together for our wedding. Silver in every aspect has grown to be a real passion of mine, and I could talk about it all day long, and that's kind of what this show is, and hopefully everybody enjoys it, and just as me, we all grow our collections together, start stacking, and just let it roll. So yeah, I think that'd be about it for this episode. Little short one, kind of ran through things fast. I'll get a little smoother as I pump them out. I'll get a little more of a routine in terms of how to present the information, how to present the coins. But I'm looking forward to it all, and hopefully you guys are too. Uh, so that'll do it for episode 1 of Stacking Solo. I guess I could close it out from just simply saying, remember, stacking solo doesn't mean stacking alone. I'll see you guys later.